비트코인의 미래는 과연 어떻게 될까? 하락 중인 미국 증시와 디커플링을 기대했던 많은 가상화폐 투자자분들께서는 다소 실망하고 계실 텐데요. 약 170조 원의 자산을 운영하는 세계 최대 헤지펀드 브릿지워러의 수장 레이 달리오는 비트코인과 가상화폐의 미래를 전망했는데요. 물론 추후에 다른 영상으로 다루겠지만 레이 달리오는 비트코인에 대해 지금부터 보여드릴 영상과는 다소 다른 견해를 내놓기도 했지만 우선 기본적으로 어떻게 가상화폐를 전망했는지 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
I mentioned briefly the idea of crypto, and I know you've had different views of this. A lot of people think of that as a new investment class that has had an enormous run thus far, but also as a way to mitigate, if you will, against the idea of what the value of cash becomes.
Well, I think it's worth considering all the alternatives to cash and all the alternatives to some of the financial assets. And so Bitcoin is a possibility, is that a merit? Right. I have a certain amount of money in Bitcoin. It's a small percentage of that which I have in gold, which is a relatively small percentage of what I have in my other asset classes and so on. And I think that has the merit. It's an amazing accomplishment to have brought it from where that programming occurred to where it is and the test of time. On the other hand, if it's successful, it's going to not be, the governments don't want to have it successful. You don't want to have an alternative currency.
But we're starting to see governments like El Salvador. I know that's not exactly going to be the leading government on this, but there are governments that may take this on.
But no. You have El Salvador taking it on, and you have India and China getting rid of it, and you have the United States talking about how to regulate it, and it can still be controlled. So that's
right.
what it looks like. If you're El Salvador and you talk about your alternative monies, it's a different thing.
Do you believe that regulation ultimately will make something like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have a future, or do you think regulation will kill it?
Well, I think at the end of the day, if it's really successful, they'll kill it. And they'll try to kill it. And I think they will kill it because they have ways of killing it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have, a place, a value and so on. But it's one of those things
that has
it doesn't have intrinsic value. If you put cryptocurrencies, or let's say Bitcoin, in the historical perspective, right? There are so many things in a historical perspective that were given that didn't have intrinsic value and have perceived value, and then became hot, and then they become cold. And so it could be either way. You just have to know what it is, right? I mean, it could be tulips in Holland, and the intrinsic value. So what is the value? And then there are technological changes. I think diversification values, it matters. I suspect the real question that investors should be asking themselves is how much stuff like that do they have? And do you have a diversification in those kinds of things that we might call intrinsic value money? Because we have a fiat monetary system, okay? With a fiat monetary system, where is your hard money? That's the question, and however you go after it, I think that's the question to be answered.
Thank you and goodbye.